Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. I'm here with the Sheriff of Calhoun County, Matthew Wade. Sheriff?
Always good to be on the show, John. I tell you what, I had another sheriff call me and tell me this week that our show is all over the state, that they were watching in South Alabama, and hope I represent sheriffs across the state great. Doing this show is something that I feel strongly about, and hopefully we're serving not only our community but other communities.
Yes, we are, and I'm glad you're representing. You represent well.
Well, we'll do the best we can.
You do. You do a great job. And speaking of doing a great job, let's take a look. Here it is.
6 arrests this week brings our count up to 4,978. I can't wait till we get to 5,000. It's all because of you, the viewers, the people that help us. We cannot do it alone. Law enforcement and the citizenry should be a partnership, and that's how it's supposed to be. And when we do partner, this is the kind of stuff that happens. We get bad guys off the street and clean up our community. So thank you.
And speaking of partnership, we've got some rough weather this week, and
Absolutely.
we need to be partnering with the EMA.
It's that time of year. You know, Alabama, I guess they call it Tornado Alley. Our county seems to get more than its fair share, but just make sure you stay tuned to the Calhoun County EMA's website, Facebook page. They have a list of tornado shelters. A good, safe place, as James Spann says. Do you have a plan? Make sure you have a plan this time of year if bad weather occurs, because most people get caught if they think they got time and they don't. So make sure you have a plan, somewhere to go, somewhere to be safe. We want you to be safe.
And we have a plan, and we'll be back here after the first half of the lineup with a really interesting guest, so stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Welcome to Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up in our lineup this week, LaQuintius Kamak. Mr. Kamak, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on burglary third. And this is Anthony King. Mr. King, last known to be living in Alexandria. He's wanted for failure to appear on receiving stolen property first, promoting prison contraband, possession of a controlled substance, and obstruction of justice by using a false identity. And meet David Wright. Mr. Wright, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted on a probation violation for receiving stolen property first, failure to appear on assault second, and promoting prison contraband. And this is Samuel Saffold. Mr. Saffold, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on distribution of a controlled substance. Take a look at Janine McKee. Miss McKee, last known to be living in Gadsden. She's wanted for failure to appear on obstruction of justice by using a false identity. And we'd like you to meet Michael Bentley. Mr. Bentley, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on assault second, manufacturing of a controlled substance. And this is Clay Coggins. Mr. Coggins, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted on a probation violation for burglary first. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup, and you know where they are. If you do, give Sheriff Matthew Wade a call, or call that Crime Stoppers number. You call, they haul. We are here with Darryl Spradley, the new Executive Director of Family Links. Darryl, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mr. Garlick.
I've known Darryl a long time. His daughter and my daughter played volleyball together, won a state championship.
Absolutely.
5A volleyball.
Yes, sir.
Back in 2018. So, you know, we've known each other a long time.
Yeah, they went at Alexandria. You get there and you stay there and you go to school since kindergarten. So
That's right.
You know, since it's kind of a community school. Yeah. So, like Mr. Garlick said, I'm Darryl Spradley, the new executive director. I've been there about a month. We are a program that has counseling on one side and a school on the other. The school aspect of it is called Success Academy. We have court-appointed students from Judge Locker, and they've had some kind of an issue in their life. They come there. We have 18 students at capacity, which is most of the time. The students work on a curriculum from their school system. They send it to me, and we put them in their computer, you know, and try to keep them on track to graduate. Students fall behind. They tend to have, you know, some struggles. So we've had some success.
And a little of your background is you've been an educator for how long?
I'm a retired educator of 30 years.
30 years. Look at
30.
that. You don't look a day over 25.
I appreciate that. With my hair, you can tell the difference. Yes, sir. 30 years in education, 17 as an administrator here in the Oxford City School System in the town we're in right now. But I retired for about one day, and Family Links came calling, so I didn't want to go sit on the couch. I'm too young to sit on the couch, so I decided I would work with at-risk youth. And I did some of that when I was in Oxford City Schools, but a very rewarding job to see these kids succeed and have a chance when they do get out of school. And we've had 5 graduate, mostly based on the teachers we have there. I like to think I had a small part in the month or so that I've been there, but like I said, them graduating gives them an opportunity to go on further education. And a lot of them in some of these students' families have never been to school and further their education. Not saying college, I'm talking maybe a trade. We've got
There's nothing wrong with trades. I try to push trades inside my own family, and everybody's different, and trades can make a ton of money.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've had my social worker, Shanitha Christian, took a couple of our students to Ayers here in Anniston, and they did some tours to see what they wanted to do. One of them wanted to be a welder. So
Big money in welding.
Yeah, and then he talked about underwater, and then I said, you got to get a scuba diving. He goes, scuba diving? I was like, you need to rethink what underwater welding is. But anyway.
I'm not for that.
No.
I'm a little claustrophobic.
But they have programs at Ayers that you can work and go to school, and when you graduate, you have a position at that particular company. So that's what we want to do, find these folks jobs. Busy people don't have time to have some issues.
Well, a lot of people, they don't need a handout, they need a hand up. They need somebody to help them get to where they're going,
Right.
so they can fend for themselves. And that's what we want in society is citizens that take care of themselves, they're productive, they have jobs, they have a family, and they produce for the community. It takes all of us for this to go around.
That's exactly right, exactly right. And when they come into our school, we just want them to feel like that's a safe place for them. That's a happy place. And I think we have a good group of teachers. Can always use some more. But
Teachers are like law enforcement officers in today's world. They're few and far between. Been beat up on a lot.
yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
So we need to honor our teachers, and they're scarce.
Yeah, it's really hard to find certain disciplines, especially to teach. But to work with at-risk youth, it takes a special kind of person to be in there in the trenches every day. I sure do appreciate the people that were there when I got there, and we've brought in one since I got there, and she's doing a really super job. She actually is a bus driver from White Plains. She works in between her bus routes part-time. So
Yeah, see, that
she
works out well.
she does a super job, and I'm just thrilled to death.
So it's not only, these kids are in trouble, they've been court ordered to Success Academy. It's not just about the schooling. You provide some other stuff for them too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We have on Monday nights, Miss Christian and Miss Harris from JPO. Thanks to them, they help a great deal with what we do over there. On Monday night, we have Y-Try, which Miss Harris does. She brings in the students and does counseling with the whole group, just like it's another 2-hour process from 5 to 7 on Monday nights. So they work with her on different skills, life skills. And then Miss Christian is in the other room of the building. She works with the parents. So Parent Project. So we're trying to not just put them in school, get them their education, get them out of there. We're trying to help remedy some of the issues while they're there.
Rebuilding their life, filling in the holes. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Darryl Spradley and talk more about Family Links after you guys take a look at the second half of the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Anthony McHenry. Mr. McHenry, last known to be living in Oxford. He's wanted on a probation violation for possession of marijuana first and possession of a controlled substance. And this is Andrew Conine. Mr. Conine, last known to be living in Gadsden. He's wanted on a failure to appear for burglary third. Take a look at Eric Kirkland. Mr. Kirkland, last known to be living in Talladega. He's wanted for failure to appear by theft of deception first and theft by deception second. This is Brittany King. Miss King, last known to be living in Odenville. She's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. Have a look at Gregory Humphrey. Mr. Humphrey, last known to be living in Southside. He's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. This is Layden Terrell. Mr. Terrell, last known to be living in Newell. He's wanted for fraudulent use of a credit card. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these people, give Crime Stoppers a call. That number 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup. You know where they are. If you do, give the Sheriff's Office a call. Call Crime Stoppers. We're here with Darryl Spradley, new Executive Director at Family Links. We were talking about Success Academy and the wonderful programs going on there and how you guys are doing Parent Project for the parents and Why Try for the kids. But you're also bringing in stuff during the week. You have that Fabulous Friday program.
We have guest speakers. We have workforce that comes in, and recently we have had some of our counseling interns and some of the counselors that work there. We did interview skills with the students, like mock interviews. They came in, and that was very successful. You'd be surprised at how sharp on interview and some of these kids are. So
I interview a lot of people, and those are definitely needed. Just some basic skills, going through the process a couple of times. Somebody saying, "Hey, this is what you need to wear. This kind of stuff is inappropriate." You know, that's something that should be taught to every kid in every high school. You've got to be impressive enough to get a job, and that's something that's a skill that's definitely something that needs to be taught.
something as simple as looking them in the eye when you talk to them.
Firm handshake.
Firm handshake. Believe in what you say.
That's right.
You know, have conviction about what you're going to do. The Fabulous Friday, Miss Shanitha Christian's in charge of that. It's a very big success. She has different people, like I said, from Ayers come in. She's had other counselors come in. We actually had some guy bring some critters in and discuss animals, so like a little science thing. So it's so wide ranging. You can't just specify one thing they do, but it seems to be successful. The kids like it. They work hard all week. That's a good little reward for an hour or so, hour and a half on Friday mornings. So also we are looking at, like I said, one side is Success Academy. The other side is Family Links, which is, well, the Family Links is the umbrella. The other side is counseling. We are in the process of getting grants for our counseling side so we can hire counselors to go out into the community, potentially going out into the schools to help children, because some of the school systems are overworked and counselors are limited. We're working at some of that. And our Success Academy, I failed to mention this, the Juvenile Probation Office from the state actually funds that side of the building. So we're looking to make the counseling side self-sufficient with some grant writing of our own. So
yeah, grant writing and revenue, Department of Youth Services.
Absolutely.
Gives a grant, 2-year grant, every couple of years.
Every couple of years, and you can adjust it. We get audited to make sure, and by the way, we got audited. We had 100% compliance, so that's a credit to the ladies and the gentlemen that were there before. I just helped tie some things up at the end, so things were in good shape when I got there. We have some new board members this year. I think we have 8 on our board, so very good to work with the board. They kind of let you do your job, which is all you want as an employee. So you come in there, and they already had some good folks. Like I said, again, I can't get over how much I appreciate the people that are working there.
Well, Family Link's been around for a while. Started out as a Link program back in '99, and
Sure.
With the assistance.
I think Dr. Mackey's wife.
It was
Yeah,
Robin
yeah.
Mackey.
Did it.
Robin Mackey
Robin Mackey. And
started it, and it's helped many a child in a lot of different ways. Used to, I can remember a long time ago, as a young deputy, we'd get a call on occasion where some kid somewhere would get up and give their mother a hard time about going to school, and they'd call us, and we'd have to go get the kid and put him in the car and take him to school.
Absolutely.
After a trip like that, normally they'd get up and go.
Usually they take care of business when that happens. We have a couple for truancy. We kind of limit some of that, but we have some students, like I said, that have had all various wide range of issues. But they get counseling too during the week from Miss Christian and one of our interns we have there. She takes them and breaks them down twice a week and talks to them for probably 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if they're having any issues. So sometimes it's a good sounding board for a kid to come in and be able to, you know, talk to somebody different than their parent and hear positive things, you know, not just dwell on the negative things. If the kids can hear positive stuff like good morning, just something simple as how you doing, how was your night, how's, you know, just something simple like that. Some of these kids don't see that every day, you know? So that's why I'm still doing this. Because
There's a saying, and I won't get it right,
okay.
but I'm known for messing up sayings, but it's something about they won't ever hear what you say until they know how much you care.
That's correct.
You know, something along those lines. If they know how much you care, then they can hear what you're saying.
And they're gonna do more for you if they care. If they know you care about them. Now I'm tough on them, okay, and the teachers are tough on them.
They need boundaries.
Okay, they know what the guidelines are, but we're never going to be ugly to them. We're going to treat them fair. If they follow and comply, everything's going to be great. And of course, if there's not, there's repercussions. They know that more so than some kids would because they've already dealt with some of that. But we're trying to teach them conflict resolution skills. They got to be able to. You're going to deal with folks in a society that's going to cause some issues. You're not going to like everybody.
That's right.
So how you react is how you're going to be remembered.
Well, that's good. So helping kids, helping families, that's what Family Links has always done. And now we're going to need your help on the Crime Stoppers portion of the show. And then we'll be back with our crazy criminal here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to this week's edition of the Crime Stoppers, where we ask you to help us on the following cases. First up, on March 15th, this home, located on Angel Drive South in Jacksonville, was burglarized. An electric guitar and a string bass guitar were stolen from that location. And on March 14th, a radio detection transmitter and a bag of various tools were stolen from the roadside area of Grayton Road South and Ingram Wells in Ohatchee. And between March 14th and March 16th, a home located on Shakalaka Road in Anniston was burglarized. A .38 caliber handgun and medication were stolen from that residence. And sometime on March 7th, a concession stand at Weaver High School located on Claremont Drive in Weaver was burglarized. Damage to the concession stand occurred, but no property was reported stolen. And on March 6th, the concession stand at Pleasant Valley Recreational Sports Facility located on Cedar Springs Drive in Jacksonville was burglarized. An industrial popcorn machine was stolen from there. And sometime between February 8th and February 11th, 4 industrial air conditioning units were stolen from a business located on Highway 431 in Alexandria. And between December 29th and March 1st, a Glock 9mm was stolen from a residence on McGinnis Drive in Jacksonville. That's it for the Crime Stoppers portion of the show. If you have any information on these cases, and we hope you do, give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
It's crazy criminal time.
It is, and I always like the stories when it starts out with a Florida man.
Yeah, I don't know why people want to go to Florida.
Well,
We always hear it.
Well, you know, we got embarrassed. Some Alabamians went to Panama City and a bunch of them got arrested. But this is a true Florida man. Mark Brienza in Clearwater Beach, Florida, was eating at a restaurant when he saw a luggage ticket on the floor. He picked that luggage ticket up, and it was like a luggage claim ticket for a local hotel. So he goes to the hotel and he claims the luggage and steals this luggage. And, well, you think the story would end there, but, well, the victim of this the next day or so was outside, and here comes Mark right here on the TV screen driving a bicycle down the road wearing the victim's clothes.
That guy's like, hey, that's
my shirt. So he calls the law, and Mark Brienza, a Florida man, was arrested for theft of property. So if you're going to steal somebody's clothing, you might want to give it a little while before you start wearing it out in public, especially if it's something that's very identifiable.
So, you know, jail policy, that guy goes to jail wearing the clothes of his victim, and, you know, they dress him out in orange and put those clothes in property. How's the victim going to get that back?
We'd make sure that he got his property back.
You would, because you're that kind of sheriff.
That's right.
You have problems here in Calhoun County, you call Sheriff Matthew Wade.
We'll take care of it. Do the best
He will
we
take
can.
care of it. So watch out for the weather. Weather coming through this week. We need to be careful. Check the EMA website for their shelters. Sheriff, it's always great to have you on the show.
Always great to be on the show, and y'all be careful and be safe this week.
And we will see you again next week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted, but hopefully not in the lineup.